start one more time the complete video. I'll start from the start. So open the hypermesh, go to import. You have all the options. Import solver deck is for importing the, which I have created, the .fem file is there. That file you can import and you can use that file also, or else if you want to import the geometry, go to import geometry, or else you can go to files, import, import geometry. Those two options also are there for the importing. Now here, if some previous selected files are there, if you don't want, means deselect it. Just click on this, everything will go. Go to this file. Where is that location? You have to search for that location. Go to that location, input, select the CAD file which you want. Okay, open it. Now this is for the scale factor, which should be used for the if you are going to change the unit system. I know that this whatever the CAD model is there in the inch unit system, I want to convert it into mm, so I am using the scale factor, and to import it directly it will convert, because this software doesn't understand any unit system. We should understand which unit system is our CAD model is in, which unit system we are going to follow in the FE modeling. Okay, so this is the wireframe and this is the solid. Now it is in the wireframe, I'll change it to solid. If this is in auto, just change it to topo, that you can understand difference between all those things. Okay, now once you import the CAD geometry, what you have to do, first thing you have to do is you have to clean up the geometry. Unless and until you clean up the geometry, you cannot move forward, because it will affect the FE modeling. Okay, these are the unwanted lines, you have to toggle it. You can unsplit, but it is difficult to unsplit. Sometimes the surface itself will warp and all, it will bend, it will do something. So don't delete it. So just go to F11 and toggle this surface. Okay, this surface I have toggled, but somewhere this surface is, some surface has been created, nonsense surface, due to some CAD error they have created. Okay, which I don't want inside this, and surface is there, I want to delete. What I'll do, just go to F5, only F5. Here laptop it is there, so I'm using function F5. Okay, click on the, this is in elements, right? Change it to surface, hide this surface. I don't want to delete the surface, I want to hide it, but I want to delete the inside this surface, whatever this surface is there, right? Only this surface I have to delete. Just go to F2, or you can go to this into mark, whatever this mark is there, right? Just go to this, it is in elements, I don't want to delete elements, I want to go for surface. Select the surface and select this surface, delete. Two surfaces was there, some dummy surfaces created mistakenly by CAD. I deleted those two surfaces. Now what I'll do, I'll unmask it. Just go to F5 and okay. Okay. Now I have to unmask the surface. Unmask all. Now see, there is a line which I don't want, which will affect the mesh. If I do this, it will give some random mesh which I don't want. Just again I'll go to geometry cleanup. Yeah, that is F11. I'll toggle this line and come back. Okay. Now here also one line is there which I don't want in the middle of the surface. I'll toggle it. Now rest of the geometry I want it. Okay, I don't want to delete this fillet, all those things. Let it be there, because I want to capture the geometry. Okay, now I have found out already by convergence study that to regarding convergence study you can go further. So I want to delete this line also. This line also I don't want. Just want to this one line. Right? Because already one line is there, why this extra line on it? So I am deleting, means I am hiding it. So that's all, right? If you want to create one extra line, means see, I want to connect these two lines. Okay, now what I can do, go to node to node, just select. If these dots are not appearing, means just this is there, right? See, these dots, small dots. You want to select this node and to this node. I will draw a line. So it will be geometry splitting. Okay. Now what you do? I'll split these geometries. Okay, here and here. Here and here. I'll split the geometry. Once I have split the geometry, I'll do the surface meshing. First, I'll do the surface meshing. Once the surface, I'll change the color. I don't want white color. It will be difficult to view. So I'll change it to some other color. So click here. You have n number of color options. Change the color to some other color which you want. Okay, I'll go to 2D automesh or function F. Function key F12. Okay, here I change it to 3.5. Change it to try a displayed, or I'll zoom out it and I'll select like this and mesh it. So now it has created the mesh. Okay, once it has created, I don't want three element. I'll right click it, it will reduce to 2 and just give one time mesh. Don't give 2 times, it will enter, means this becomes permanent and it will exit. Okay, just click once. Okay, just because I want, still I want to change this. Here I want to change. See, here also it is 3. I change it to, okay, that side also I'll do the same thing. Change it to 2. Okay, once I have done that, I'll go to return. Now the surface mesh has been created. As I explained before, just go to Shift F3, select this component and give find faces. There's no edges found. The selected elements may enclose a volume. It means this is a complete single volume. You don't have to worry about any free edges. It is saying if there are any free edges, you have to make sure that just go to F3 and give equivalence. If there is one node like this, let's assume there is a gap in between. So I'll merge this element like this. This node has been merged with this element. It should be equivalence should be ticked here. Okay, if equivalence is ticked here means this node will be merged with another node. In between some gap is there means it will go. Okay, I'll give reject. I don't want like that. So where we can do is just see. Now I'll select elements, right? I'll delete one element. Now there is a 3 free edge, right? What I'll do, I'll go to F3 and this node I'll merge it with this node. See? There's no free edge now. Reject now. I don't want, and again come back. Control Z, I did. Okay. Now you have created a 2D elements. Now using this 2D element, you have to create a 3D element. 3D mesh. What how you do? You did auto mesh. Now I'll go for 3D tetra mesh and select the select all the elements and give mesh. Okay, it has started for meshing. Once this completes, you can create property material and create one more component as RB2, apply the pressure, uh, give the boundary condition and run the model, and give the parameters like global output request, displacement all, stress is equal to all, and also all those parameters you have to define. See, this many number of elements has been created. Now come back and you have to go to mask and mask the 3D elements. Whether the 3D elements has been masked or not, just go to F5 and go to elements and select one little bit of elements. Okay, now you change it to wireframe geometry. See, now you can see. Okay, only 2D elements are there. There's no inside elements. Everything is empty. Empty is there. Inside hollow. Hollow, right? Unmask all. Unmask all. Unmask all. If you do, no, every 3D 3D elements also will come. So don't unmask all and give minus 3D. 3D should be masked and just give photo into and displayed. Okay, by displayed deleted. Now first the 3D, all the 3D elements came. Okay, once the 3D elements are there, now what you have to create? You have to create property. Create property, or here itself you have the property. I know that alloy wheel, and I know it is a 3D. Okay, I know it is P solid. Okay, I didn't create the material, and later also I can create the material. Created it. Nothing is there to it here. You return. Okay, once you return, you can create a material using here, or you can create here also. No problem. Both are same material. I create here steel. Okay, isotropic, add one card, and you created it. And give the value, whatever the default values are there, give the default value. Everything is in consistent unit system. Newton per mm square, Poisson's ratio doesn't have any unit, and this should be in ton per mm cube. Okay. Now if I see property, property has been created, material has been put. Property doesn't have the material. Go to the unspecified is there. Click on that. Select the steel. Okay. If you select it, this is now for this whatever I told you, right? Value you can enter how it is in the report. All the values which I am providing in the report you can enter here. And also component, you have not any property or any material. You have applied the material here, but this component doesn't have any material. Just go to properties, select the alloy wheel, and click OK. Now steel, and whether this thing component has this material or not. See, I'll change this color something. You can verify using this. See, here we are viewing it by component. This is the component. We are so the whatever the component color is there, you can, if you change the component color, it will change. So if I view it by property, see what is the property color, that property will come, so that we can verify that property has been assigned properly. No issue with that. And if you click on material, what is the material color? Material color will come. Okay. Now I'll keep it for component. Okay. I'll change the color to something like this. Okay. Now component is proper. It has assigned with material and property. Now we have to create another component. Another component. It should always be in another component. Rigid components RBE2. Okay. And make that as the current component. Okay. That you can do it here. Set here. Set current component. Set current component is there, or else right click on the component and give make the current. See now here it changed already. Now otherwise right click on here and give make current. Okay. Now you have made a current component here. Go to 1D and give rigids, and you have to select inside all these nodes. It is difficult to select like that. So what I'll do, I'll one node I'll select and give it by face. Okay. Now it is not selecting this because this is beyond the angle which is their feature angle. So go to option O and change this angle little bit to 60 degree. Okay. And go back to rigids. And if I select this top node and give Y face, every node on the top surface also gets selected, which I don't want. So what I'll do, I'll select inside node. Okay. This feature to this feature angle is 90 degree. So only up to 60 degree it will select. By face 60 degree only variation is there, means it will select. So I will select all the inside nodes of all the bolts. Okay, bolt location, fastener location I'll select. Okay, I'll select all this fastener location. I have selected all the fastener location. Give by face. See all the by face, all the nodes are been selected. And give create. See now I have created all the. This is the independent node, and these nodes are dependent on the center node. Okay, whatever the degrees of freedom you give here, those degrees of freedom directly will be transferred to here. Okay. Once that is clear, now what we have to do, we have to constrain this point. Right click on this and give load collector. First you have to create a load collector, then you have to create the load step. First, for creating load collector, click on the load collector and give SPC. You can duplicate this also. You can go in that procedure. I'll duplicate it. I'll give some pressure, name pressure. Okay. I'll change the color to differentiate it. Okay. Now I'll make this as the current component, current load collector. Current component is different, current load collector is different. This is current component and this is load collector. Okay. PC as the current load collector. I have to go to the analysis menu. You go to constraint. All the device has been zero, means zero movement, completely constrained. Select this. This is the size of this arrow for viewing. This is your whatever you want to give. I will give on 30. That is for our viewing purposes, convenience. Okay, I'll create. See, now it has big one is that right? Triangle. Now here I will vary to 50. It will increase it for 20. It will decrease. Okay, for our convenience. And now it has been SPC has been created. Now I'll apply the pressure. To apply the pressure, make this the current first process. First thing. Next, go to analysis. Go to pressures. I know the pressure magnitude of the pressure. This is the magnitude of the pressure, and I'll select the 3D faces. This is the selecting the 3D faces. 2D face, we can select adjust entities. Entities in the sense elements we can select. Element because we cannot select because this is a 3D element. It has three faces. Pressure we are going to apply on the outside face only. So we don't have to do this. Click on this and go to the faces. It selects the 3D face. Directly it has selected all the 3D face. Now we know the pressure for the total. Okay. Then create the pressure. Now all the pressure has been created. If you click on this ABC, you will see pressure P load 4 is equal to 0.204. For viewing convenience, it will be difficult if you click like this. Looks like this, so I'll switch off this. And I'll give return. Okay. Now the pressure and the constraint has been created. You have to create a load step saying that this is the constraint, this is the pressure. Do a linear static analysis. Solver should understand, right? All those things you can do it manually. How you told like programming, we won't tell it as programming, editing the deck we will say. That editing deck we can do it manually. Means we can write linear static analysis, okay, is equal to SPC is equal to 1, load is equal to 2. We know the ID 2, SPC is equal to 1. That we can do it manually, or else what we can do, just create edit and go to load step here and give linear static and go to analysis type. You should go for top and go to linear static. In this SPC window, select SPC, click on SPC, okay, and load collector, select the pressure, okay. Now both are done. Now what you can do, you have to create some of the things like analysis control cards. Told right, global output request and these things in the analysis window and the control cards. There go to next and go to global output request. And global output request, go select the displacement, let it be all. You don't have to worry about these things, okay. And overload, PC, stress, strain, all these things I have selected. Overload is in the sense applied load, how much load I am applying, and SPCF is the reaction force, single point constraint force or reaction force. Okay, just give return and go to next. If you go to next here, you will find what is it, ABCDF param is there, right? Go to parameter cards. Param is nothing but parameter cards. Go down, auto SPC, click on that auto SPC, click on here and give no. You can type this also, no problem, but if you type something wrong it will be a problematic. So we'll just give here only auto SPC no. And GRDPNT, give it to 0. Okay, GRDPNT 0. ISLB, yes, this should be there.
What is
That, that is for OptiStruct, some parameter card should be there. Without that it and param post -1. It is 0 means change it to -1. Okay, this should be there for some reason. That is general criteria. These are the 4 param cards and the global output request is done. Everything is done. Now give the export. This is for importing. This is for exporting. Here you have to export it to solver deck, or you can go to file, export, solver deck. This is for solver deck. Keep all. Let it be all. You want, you can switch on the comments, no problem. Give it in OptiStruct only because you are doing it in OptiStruct, and wherever the file you want to save, you can go to that and give file temp or something like that. Create. Okay, save. Okay, now I'll give export. Everything is proper means I will complete and will give finished. Okay, if you are not sure if something has happened, give only small, overwrite it, no problem. It has overwritten the file, so you have temp. Okay, you have all the options. See, displacement is equal to all automatically it can. You don't have to worry about it. RAM card auto SPC, no, everything is automatic. You don't have to worry. Okay,
and
now
that
this
only normalization card thing? Okay.
directly you can, instead of
Writing.
doing all those things. Okay, writing all those things. Now this completes the linear static analysis. Once you are done with that, just go to search and give the OptiStruct. OptiStruct. Okay, just go to OptiStruct and open the file which you want to run. Okay, this is the file I want to run. Select the file, open, give run. If you click run, if there is any error it will show. Okay. Mm, this is how we have to do the basic linear static analysis. Okay, this will give a new model. Everything will go off. Okay, now I stop the video for linear static analysis.